So, you want to learn how to paint faces. I got you. So, I'm going to show you how I draw faces or paint faces, render faces, however you want to say it. But this is my kind of like how I learned how to do it. This isn't the only way to do it. So, just a disclaimer, this ain't the only way. But this is how I do it. So, if you're ready, let's do that. So, you came here because you wanted to learn how to paint faces and whatnot, and that's cool because that's what we covering today. So for me, when I first started learning how to paint digitally, it was like a whole plethora of stuff, and I never really understood what was going on half the time. A lot of my early work looked like gray mud, pretty much. So the very first thing, probably one of the most important things, is making sure that your foundation is strong. I actually learned this through the Ross Draws digital art bootcamp thing. Making sure you have a strong foundation when you are painting or before painting is like one of the most important things. And that's one thing that gets taken for granted a lot of times because you're like, oh, I could just go back and fix it. No, make sure your foundation is solid. Make sure it's strong. And that will help guide you throughout the rest of the painting. One thing that really helps artists kind of get started is just warming up. Sketching what you plan on sketching originally, just making sure it's nice, neat, clean, doing all that fun stuff and getting ready. Just like you're warming up in sports, you can warm up with your art. It's the same concept. The next step that was covered in the course, and the one thing that I absolutely just fell in love with doing, is finding the undertone for your skin tone. So if you can see here in the painting right here, I start with a purple undertone. Now, this is something that I learned individually, but different skin tones have different undertones. If you have a lighter skinned person, it's gonna range from like a little sunburst pinkish reddish color. And then for more darker skinned people, you're gonna go with more of a purple or like a pinkish purple, depending on what range you're going for and how vibrant you want that underpainting to kind of come out. And this is something that a lot of old masters used to do. If you look at their work, this is something that they do throughout. Now you can see me, I'm adding my colors, I'm adding the lights and whatnot. Now I'm starting to kind of juice in my flare just a little bit. It's really important at this stage that you have everything neat. I like to group my colors into shapes. And so that would be my skin one shape, the hair another shape, and then her cloak would be a different shape. So all of these are separate, never on the same layer. It's super important that you use layers. That's like, if you don't get anything else from this video, use your layers. Layers, all right? Layers. So now at this point in a painting, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out what textures I can add to add more detail, to add more, oh, look at here, or to, some of that. One of my favorite things to do, especially since I've been specializing in drawing more black characters lately, is texturing the hair. It can be a lot of detail, but it's definitely worth it. Learning how to draw different textures of hair is really important and will excel you so far. Not a lot of artists recommend doing this, but I usually add my background last when I'm adding in the rest of my flare stuff, trying to figure out what setting my character's in and whatnot. It's really just all up to you. I like to make stuff glow. This is what I get inspired by. Star Wars, Star Trek, Naruto, all of them, they make stuff glow. So that's one thing that I take into my art, and I can do a separate video about how to make stuff glow and whatnot. It's actually really fun and really easy. At this point, I'm kind of wrapping up the drawing, and kind of adding light, making sure light is in the right places, making sure everything looks good, adding more texture to the cloak and all of that. It's just really fun experimenting, trying new things, and just being able to be free with your art. one thing to keep progressing as an artist is to always learn, to never stop learning, because you're never ever gonna master everything. It's like an infinite mastery of everything, honestly. And with adding light, make sure you use your blending layers too. Those are absolutely fun to play around with, and if you find one that you like that suits your art style, go for it. And we're done with the painting. That easy. See ya. Thank you for coming out and seeing this video. Here is the final product that we were able to come up with. And if you want to see more of my art, if you want to get more one-on-one how-tos with me, my Patreon is down below. I actually just launched it recently, so if that's something that you're interested in, check it out. The rest of my socials are down below. I will be starting prints soon, so if you want to get a print, let me know, and I will be starting those soon. It was been fun, and I guess I will see you guys next Friday. Stay safe.